Hey people, Catty Gamer here. Welcome back to Dragon Age, part 67. And I've just got back from the Winter Palace, so I'm just back here now in good old Skyhold. And I need to sell some things. So let's sell some things and buy some influence. No, I'm saving all them, and so let's get rid of that. And then buy those last 10, I think. Yep, take me over, that's alright, I don't mind. I haven't spoken to Thing yet, have I?
Apologies, but the quartermaster is expecting something back.
Skyhold needs a healthy flow of goods. How can I help?
You've cleared 2 of the major hubs and restored trade to many. Gratitude would flow if this continued.
How are you doing? Good business?
In this gilded fortress? How could we not be?
Okay.
We'll speak another time.
Of course, Lady Inquisitor.
I thought she might have a quest for me, because I know you can do it, get a quest from her, but she ain't got it yet. So let's go over to... We'll have to go war room and storage, so let's go up here anyway. And I have to do the throne judgment as well.
Inquisitor?
So let's do that now. I think it's for Florentine, in it. Is that her name? Florian?
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused. Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Florian de Chalon,
There you
although
go.
her title
Florian.
is among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture. You spared her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Out of your element, Florian. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Despite her posture, Lady Florian has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
So you can do... I like to put in a jester outfit, but I don't know... I've done that before, I think, and she don't appear anywhere, because that would be quite cool. But I'm going to recruit her as an agent, because I want more agents.
She remains a creature of formality and opportunity. We have use for both. Grand Duchess, Josephine will see that your wiles profit the Inquisition. Don't disappoint.
Oh, one must remember that the game is never truly over, your worship.
Right then, let's go down to the Undercroft and put loads of stuff into storage. Which one? This, all of that, and that. That leaves me one thing. It's saying that that's superb. Everything is superb.
Almost gotcha.
So that's a superb longsword. And oh, I can make one of them, can I? 91. Well, not really. Mine's better than that already. I like the old rib splitter though. Well, it's not even good as that. It's a nice looking dagger though. Possibly can make that better than the one that Sarah's got. The dragon is better than anything else. So look at that, superb, plus 25. What have we got for spirit then? I've only got spirit. Master spirit. Can I make any? Yes, I've got. So I need 9 of them. Just to make one. What a load of rubbish. Right, can I upgrade? Yes, I can. Not that one though. What can I do here then? Spurs. Jar of bees. No, I need loads of those, do I? Healing mists. No, I don't want to do that. Antiva fire. No, I ain't got no flange. What about rock armor? Yes. And oh, I've got them in the garden, haven't I? So right then, go to the garden, get them, and I can come back and do the rock armor because I'm going to find that's very useful as I get into harder levels. I mean, on my first 3 playthrough, even on my hard playthrough, I didn't really use potions as much. I used more potions on hard than I did on my first 2 playthroughs on just normal. I didn't use health potions as much as I have done in this one, and I didn't. I'm going to the garden, didn't I? I didn't use rock armor or jars of bees or Antiva fire as much as. Not as much as you should do, but as much as you could do to make battles much easier. Well, not easier, but more in your favour, should we say. So I'm going to start using rock armor a bit more because no, that's what I'm doing already. Hey, right. I like to use the fire on things that need to be set on fire. Obviously, you can't use fire grenade on a rage demon. It just doesn't work, does it? So when you fight a rage demon and 2 terrors, it kind of, you think, oh, it's only going to infect 2 of them. What's the point? But at least with rock armor, it goes stun. Well, I'm assuming it stuns anybody, and it's given a massive. Well, how many does it do now? So it does 90 seconds, 35 to armor, and stuns anybody. 50% chance. So that's just pure. I mean, that restores fully. Is that fully done? No, I've still got them 2 to do. Regeneration potions I quite used often. If any potion I use more than any other potion, it would be the regeneration, because of the fact that once you get the proximity heal, you only really need 1 person to do it, and then as long as everyone's nearby, it heals them at the same time. So it's like a person. So you should technically be able to last longer in a fight because you're not drinking the health potions that of course are limited, that you can refill. But regeneration potions. I mean, you've got 5 in it. I think it's 5 in it. 5 per person. So that's 20 possibly compared to the 12 standard ones. So
How bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam Shiral was Countess Letienne's wedding. There were a dozen affairs, 5 secret alliances, and a duel between 2 chevaliers over the vintage of an Antivan port. But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
No one can say the evening wasn't memorable.
They've already begun composing songs about it in Val Royale, no doubt. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing so few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
You'd think the game's greatest players would spot a murderer in their midst.
As I said, insularity. Familiar rivals become the only ones worth sparring with. But let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
My favorite moment of the evening is still our waltz in the garden.
I could have danced with you for hours. We must do it again sometime.
as you can see, I'm starting to romance Josephine. As much as I wanted to romance Lace Hardin, I found out that you can't, so I'm looking to romance Josephine now.
We've an interesting development, Inquisitor. A petition from citizens of Val Royale. They wish to know what Andraste said to you in Buffet.
They think she spoke to me.
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
It's not Andraste who saved me.
Few people outside Skyhold know it was Divine Justinia who delivered you from Lefade. You could attempt to tell Val Royale's citizens the truth, though it may not be as inspiring as they hope.
Tell these petitioners Andraste said she cares for us, always, as she walks by the Maker's side.
A fine sentiment. We will have it proclaimed in Val Royale.
You might all go with the flow, mightn't you? No, she won't talk to me. Alright. Well, I'll go to the war room then. I'll come back and talk to you in a minute. Yes. I should have a few things coming in now.
It's time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After you dealt with the Duchess, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds. He's moving south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
You have my attention, Lady Morrigan.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you. This is an Illuvian.
The Illuvian.
An artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
This belonged to my people.
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds, untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Well, I didn't... In the story, I didn't smash the Meryl's one in the second one. Second game, that is, sorry. So I'm wondering if it has any effect here. I don't know.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a respite with the man I loved. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
And that's the Illuvian. And as you can tell, she said she spent time there with the one I love. Well, in the first one, actually what I did do is with my warrior, even though it didn't happen in my second playthrough because I messed up the save game that you load up at the beginning. I've had the hero Ferodan got together with Morrigan in the first one and had the baby, so I'm hoping from this playthrough that you get to learn what happened. And I don't expect him to turn up because that would be quite cool, but if I can find her, I can talk to her. Although you can talk to her and she's not there.
You're the Inquisitor. Mother never told me the Inquisitor was an elf.
The ears gave me away, didn't they?
No, your blood is very old. I saw it right away.
Kieran, are you bothering the Inquisitor?
Of course not. Did you see what's on her hand, Mother?
I did see. 'Tis time to return to your studies, little man. My son. Never where you expect him to be, naturally.
I didn't know you had a son.
Why would you? I take great pains to not let my own reputation affect him in any way. To most in the Imperial Court, he's simply a quiet and well-spoken lad. Perhaps the heir of some distant family. But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. His father helped raise Kieran for a time, but events have conspired to take him elsewhere. So 'tis but the two of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our presence.
He seems like a fine young man.
But not the sort one might expect a woman like me to raise. No son of mine would be raised in a marsh, bereft of contact with the outside world. His future will be difficult enough without my adding to his burden. To think, until recently this place stood decrepit, occupied only by the desperate and the lost. Now it is party to events that threaten to shake the world. I wonder if it is pleased.
It sounds like you've heard of Skyhold before.
This fortress was built upon the remains of a site holy to the ancient elves. They called it Tarar Salan, the place where the sky is kept. It is said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who came after them. Bones laid upon bones, silent until your arrival.
I like this place. I've made it mine.
The magic in this place has seeped into the stones, protecting it from darkness. Those who let it fall to ruin did not know what they possessed. You, I think, shall do it justice. You were kind to welcome my aid, Inquisitor, even knowing as little of me as you do. I will do my best to aid your cause with all the knowledge at my disposal. This I swear to you.
I appreciate whatever help you can give us.
Some might think Corypheus a madman for seeking godhood. Yet one must ask, what were the old gods? What secrets of theirs did the ancient magisters know? What I fear, what all should fear, is not that Corypheus believes he can succeed. 'Tis that he actually may.
Well, there you go. So, she is still with the hero Ferodan. He's just not here. Which is standard, I suppose. Because you never get hold of him when you need him, do you? Right, now I'm going to go back to the war room like I was before. And maybe I can actually do some war room stuff. Actually, I might talk to Josephine first.
Inquisitor, I must speak with you.
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montiliers' fortunes.
I remember you said your family had been forbidden from trading in Orlais.
It's devastated our finances. The Montiliers have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
I had no idea your family's situation was so precarious.
Hardly anyone outside the family does. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It's just... it is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
Most people worry about their next meal, never mind an estate.
I'm not blind, but I worry for my family. My foolish sister Yvette with her daydreams. My brothers trying to rebuild our fleet with their own hands. Is it wrong to hope they never know hardship?
Is there anything I can do?
I'd almost solved our problems. For a while. I negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montiliers as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to Val Royeaux, I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
Do you have any idea who murdered them?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Val Royeaux, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
What will being seen with me gain the Comte?
The Comte will drop hints at parties he's to meet with an important visitor. Allies and rivals will take note. Once he's met you, there will be speculation. The Comte will subtly spin reports to his advantage. He will use us. But if he knows who killed my people, I ask that we indulge him.
If that's what it takes to get to the bottom of this, I'll meet this Comte with you.
Thank you, Inquisitor. It means... you are too kind. I must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family.
And talk to her again.
It's good to see you.
How do you stay so civil with everyone, Josephine?
Bonds of circumstance among the nobility are fickle. Civility is the only constant everyone admires. And I do deplore rudeness in those who know better.
Does it even become a strain sometimes?
Well, it can be tried. There is no shortage of self-regard among the nobility. The game can be wearying, discouraging, and extremely painful. But honestly, I'd miss meeting people. I've made the most fascinating friends.
One good thing about becoming Inquisitor has been meeting so many different people.
I'm pleased. I imagine we appear a strange bunch to those outside our circle. Mages, Templars, Seekers, and an apostate elf are not often found working in harmony. Or at all.
Where were you raised, Josephine?
I was born in Antiva City, but when I turned 15, Mother declared I'd attend finishing school in Val Royeaux. But I bawled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
Did they have to pry your fingers off the doorframe as well?
Admittedly, I may have been a trifle sheltered. But my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education in itself.
What did you learn at this finishing school in Val Royeaux?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history, logic, and a great deal of etiquette. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevaran dining customs. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
How did the younger you like Val Royeaux when you arrived?
Have you ever ever stepped into a new city and felt the buildings couldn't possibly be real? That was Val Royal to me. So beautifully foreign. I gaped at its spires for months.
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares to Valrio?
Antiva City is a jewel among the capitals. But I did not appreciate that before I traveled. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Saharan, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
Who rules Antiva?
Officially, the Principality of Antiva is governed by His Majesty King Fugelno II. In reality, Antiva's merchant princes rule the country in everything but name. Quite loudly, I might add.
What sort of dealings did you have with these merchant families?
As ambassador, I attended Privy Council meetings in a mediatory capacity. May I just say, one has never heard an argument until they've sat in on 15 princes howling down each other's tariff suggestions.
If you must deal with legislation, at least it's lively.
It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our traditions value passion and romance. A certain exuberance of style.
Are you positive you're Antivan?
I can be most exuberant when it's called for. Just at the right moments, and in a proper fashion. Might we speak of something else?
What's the land like in Antiva?
The settled areas are quite lush. The vineyards run as far as the eye can see in some places. Antiva City, however, perches right up against the Rialto Bay. That's what I miss most. The sea crashing against the maze of the docks.
I have difficulty seeing you wandering around a trading port.
Everyone in Antiva City spends time by the ships, my lady. The finest restaurants and poets all make their habitation by the sea. The waterfronts never still. Lanterns are lit along the promenade no matter what the weather.
Are you ever homesick?
Occasionally. When a breeze stirs the trees in the garden, I sometimes pretend it's the sound of the surf. Do you know, I even miss those terrible squawking birds infesting the harbor. My youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls. Silly thing.
Tell me about the Montiliers.
Well, my parents are alive and in good health. They live in our estate in Antiva City. Of my 4 siblings, most attend to the running of the family vineyards. That reminds me, I must ask someone to make sure Yvette attends the spring reception at the palace. My youngest sister has no head for social engagements.
Why are you overseeing your siblings' social lives?
It's Antivan custom. After a certain age, the heir apparent runs the family's estates to prove they're worthy of succession. If you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new heir.
What do these Antivan heads of the households do if they don't run it?
They work and provide guidance. I've taken advice from my parents. Well, mostly mother. Father's more of an artist. It's rather gauche, but we never can dissuade him from running his own salons. Between him and my siblings, mother's looking forward to my taking over the estate.
Between that and the Inquisition, when do you ever rest?
Delegation helps a great deal. But managing the estate is my duty. As much work as it is, I will not shirk it.
Is running your family's estate that important to you?
I'm responsible for their welfare. A Montilier never shuns their familial duty. Taxing as those duties can sometimes be.
Maybe your siblings could help lighten your burden.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge, or Antoine, or Yvette? No, truly. It must be me.
You haven't really gone into detail about how you know Leliana.
We met... let me think. We met the last few years of my schooling, but we became friends after I became ambassador to Olay. It seems terrifying terrifyingly long ago now.
How exactly did you and Leliana reconnect in the Inquisition?
I discovered my family had been overcharging a merchant we traded with for months. Our name carries a great deal of trust in Antiva. I spent weeks arranging a string of favors as suitable recompense. Apparently satisfied, the merchant extended me an invitation to her estate. Leliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
I assume the entire problem was some form of trial.
You assume correctly. Leliana claimed she needed someone of painful integrity for the Inquisition. I accepted, once she finally explained what it was.
Do you remain close?
Yes, but she's grown so much more distant than the outgoing woman I met in Val Royale. Leliana used to wander the Orlesian courts, singing the sweetest songs, charming the greatest wits. Now she collects secrets and takes risks that would make empires tremble. I worry, but she will not hear it.
Does Leliana confide in you?
She enjoys revisiting our more disastrous adventures. Leliana used to concoct the most ridiculous plans. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring stick, and a handkerchief.
Let's speak later.
Another time.
There we go. Unlock a codex. Get to know Josephine a bit better. Right then. Oh yeah, I've got this. Forgot about that. So I can gain one combat. Well, it's not ability. Yeah, it's ability point in it, but I have to up my Antiva tailoring. But
you seem to enjoy yourself.
Don't know.
At the palace, Leliana, or was that part of the game?
Perhaps it was both.
10% discount. I've just bought a load of stuff, and I want to get all the best stuff first, which means I need to get the focus, which is the top one, and that I'm not really bothered about. These I've never ever got, so I don't know if they're any good, but then using a ability point just to get some schematics. So I'm just going to do focus now and see what's been going on with these. Alright then, got some bits and pieces from that. I got Sigil the Storm Rider. Okay then. And the Lieutenant, I forgot about that. Right then, that means I'll go back and do that as well. So as you see, I've done because I've done the Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. Before I go to Hadwart, I've got all of these extra things to do now. Plus, I've still got to go to Deep Roads and Frostback Basin. I mean, really, it should be Frostback Mountains, because you're going up into the mountains, aren't I? I can't remember. So I've still got the big one to do as well, and I've got all these little ones to do. Oh, that was the thingambob, wasn't it? So many things to do. Right, I need to decide what I'm doing. So these are all done, aren't they? No, that's just resources. Oh no, still got to do that as well. Right. Who is Jester? Right then, I suppose I can send the ambassadors where Leliana's agents can't, because it's going to be a risk in it. Right, Josephine can do that then. Leliana can go there then, because it's the same time, isn't it? And then maybe Colin can go here then. Yes.
Inquisitor.
So we'll have them go in then, and then I don't have to research anything, do I? So I'll leave that for now then, and then let's go and do a few little minor quests out and about. I've got this as well, which is, let's have a look what it does. Oh, it's the electric one. I don't want it. Great improving the electric, but then decreasing everything else is not good. So can never use the ones. Who's this? Right then. Need to go over here then. There's some quests over here by the looks of it. Let's see what these are. Oh, there's an in here.
Sarah was never an agreeable girl. Her tongue tells tales of rebellion, but she was so fast and quick with her bow. No one quite knew where she came from.
I know. Then you were off the walls. Voth hit him with fire and I got him around the side.
You were very dashing. Cleaved him good.
Couldn't let him get near you. Either of you. We're a team. Better, we're an adventuring company. Oh shit, we're a company! Inquisitor, you should have seen it. Darkspawn. We put your flag in the center of their bloody lair and held it.
Isn't he good? He's very good.
We are better than good. We'll prove we're an adventuring company of the Inquisition. Your company, Inquisitor. I said I'd pay you back, and I will.
There you go. There's some more quests for him. The quest over there, and I can't. Oh, it's over there. Is it in here?
Running late again. We have to keep the schedule. Of course. I'm sorry. You should be. There are lives on the line. In the tavern, Sarah? Never you mind. Just keep time. Oh, my maker. You cannot imagine how many letters I've received about the fracas at Halam Shiral. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut. Although it is yet bewildering at the center.
There are problems coming out of Halam Shiral.
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. We've lost a few contracts, but more than made up for it. Although, if a few commendations were given, it might retie some severed threads. I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the way. I've wrung out the slackers, given them what for. I think I like this job.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
I need some new weapons. Ah, sad weapon.
Nothing.
How's it going in here?
I wonder what it is that gives Grey Wardens their legendary skill and stamina. I should like to study one. Would that fine fellow I've seen in your company consent to a careful examination?
You have to ask him. Can I talk to her yet? No. She's not having it, is she?
Hey. What's been going on?
Dorian's awfully pretty, isn't he?
What's been going on?
Just waiting to get back out there.
I should go.
Well, the quest has disappeared. Maybe it'll come back in a bit. So, let's go. I suppose I might as well do this. Meet with Josephine now. Take a good posse with me. Buy in the shop yet? You never know. Something that might just pop up out of nowhere. It's around here, isn't it? Yep, what's this?
You know, I met Madame de Fer once.
No, it's the same woman. You can get a quest from her as well, is it? Why is she everywhere? I thought she was just in Skyhold. She can't just go everywhere without permission. No, nothing to buy. What a load of rubbish. This is one of the other beds you can get, I think. I don't know. Is it? Oh, maybe then. It's a bit of a posh bed, that.
How's it been? All's well, it seems.
I still can't talk to her, though. So, let's talk to Josephine, who's hiding over here.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert has invited us to his mansion, not far from here. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
Lead the way.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit. It's an honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
I hope helping us doesn't endanger you.
Hardly. Even a brush with someone as well known as yourself can become a great asset in Val Royal. Giving you the identity of those who murdered Lady Montile's messenger seemed the least I could do. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archives. Contract for a life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montiliers' trading exile in Orlais.
Who's sending these assassins?
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Indeed. But the contract was signed 109 years ago.
How can a family try to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royal. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago, but it wasn't invoked until I tried to overturn my family's exile.
Unpleasant though it may be, the House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual duties.
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins still after you?
A contract is a contract, Inquisitor. Our Legion businesses live and die by their reputations. The entire guild's welfare would be endangered if an agreement was tossed aside on a whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary. By its standards.
I assume you have a thought or two on this, Josephine?
The Du Paraquets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Du Paraquet could annul the contract on my life.
That will take time, Lady Montiel. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now? You are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets. But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
Does Comte Boisvert actually exist?
Absolutely. The Comte's offer to reveal the killers of Lady Montile's messengers was genuine. So was his information somehow. An end to be tied up later.
I'm guessing the actual Comte Boisvert met with a fatal accident.
Comte Boisvert slumbers in a nearby closet. Nothing more. The contract on Lady Montile's life is so unusual, we felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Your idea to seek out the Du Paraquet to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck. I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
I can attack him.
Go then.
Good day, Your Worship. My lady, I pray we never meet again.
Well, I didn't think our meeting would end like this.
We'll deal with these assassins.
I have some thoughts. Let's discuss them back at Skyhold. I'll feel safer with the castle's walls around me.
Do you hear something?
Oh, goodness. Comte Boisvert, is that you? Oh, the lock's been broken off. We'll find a saw. I realize the cabinet is quite valuable, Comte, but surely... A locksmith, then? As you wish.
I don't want to break his cabinet. He's got some familiar paintings in here I've seen quite often. Except that one and that one. Well, maybe it's not paintings, it's just like a gilded, maybe gold sort of thing you have on the wall, I guess. It's quite nice. No trouble is, if it ever rains, you're buggered, aren't you, really? Unless you can get a little canopy up quick. And these curtains are waterproof, which I doubt. Oh well. Can I jump off? No. Look at how dirty it is down there, and how clean it is up here. There's bumblebees everywhere, is there? Definitely can hear them. I can't really see them. I don't want to get stung though, do you? Alright then. That's from some work to be done at the war room. And I suppose that leaves me with Iron Ball quest, Red Templars, yeah, the Red Templars at the... Don't have a quest at the Emerald Grades as well. Trouble is, I can't go there now, can I? I'll go speak to Josephine quickly.
He likes them, truly?
Very much, Lady Ambassador.
It's just butter and sugar. Ferelden taste is so... simple.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
You couldn't have known it would lead to this House of Repose coming after you.
It still shouldn't have slipped past me. I've tracked down the last two parakeets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose. If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to chase you.
Leliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val Royaux?
We can solve this without more deaths on either side.
My people are ready, should you change your mind. I'll post a watch on our ambassador in case the House of Repose visits.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the two parakeets will solve this. First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin.
Right then. I'm going to leave it there and pick up the next episode where I'm going to see if I can save Josephine. So I will see you in a bit.